I've broken out the scrap box this sunny afternoon to try something a little bit different to what I normally do. I've got my EPP group coming next week, and I suggested, maybe a bit foolishly, about trying clamshells. I've given it a go, and I think my technique possibly needs a bit of improvement, so I am rummaging through my scrap box trying to perfect my clamshells before I teach it next week. Wish me luck. We're back at the Barbican for Pirate Weekend. So it's definitely not perfect, but I think I am getting much better. I know that really it works better if you join them in, if you make them, link them in rows and then join them. But because this was really just throwing it at it, seeing what I could do, I haven't followed that, but I will do ultimately. But it doesn't look too uneven, because I know that you can get them a bit higgledy-piggledy, because they rotate. I'm going to persevere with this little block for the moment, and then when I feel really confident that I'm happy with my technique, I think I'll probably choose some proper fabric. So it turns out that doing the garden involves a little bit more than just sat outside in the chair doing sewing. So my husband and I have managed to clear this bit, and you can see that we're adding some edging in. You can probably hear the noise of somebody having their render taken off, so that's going to be the soundtrack to the rest of our day. Let's see how we get on. So I've got my sad face on today because overnight we lost our little Pie, the little black guinea pig. She went poorly yesterday, and I knew that really last night that she wasn't going to make it through the night, but we tried. So gutted, which seems silly because she's just a guinea pig, but she was so sweet. So my clamshell sewing continues. I've got quite far with it now. It's very scrappy, as you can see, but I've learned a lot, and I was thinking that what I might do is fold over these two pieces across the top and turn it into a hat. That's my initial idea. I thought that would be quite cool, and I do like making hats, and I quite like making them with the pieces sort of moulding round, like the hexagon hat that I made. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. So I'm going to make another panel this size. My 13-year-old son was horrified at the idea of me turning this into a hat. He was aghast, claiming that he would never wear it, but then, you know, it's not for a 13-year-old boy, so I'd be surprised if he did. Anyway, let's get working on the second panel. So this is how I've started to wrap my clamshells. I'm not quite sure if other people do it like this, but this is what I've found quite useful. So I start off by folding down the right hand edge, and then I hold that and the paper piece in shape with a little stitch underneath. Then I go along to the edge of the paper and I do another stitch right at the edge. This is so you have a visible marker of where the edge of the paper is, so you can line up your clamshells neatly, and then it's also a guide when you're appliquing the next layer on the top, because that will be the edge that you applique them up to. I found this is a really useful way of lining them all up, and it seems to be coming out really well. You can also double check the horizontal layout with a ruler, obviously making sure that they all line up. So then I go on around and I sew my running stitch against the paper piece, so that it's much easier to do smaller stitches. I found with the smaller stitches you get smaller wrinkles, and that has less effect on the actual outside edge of the curve, so you get a better curve when it's ironed afterwards. Then you finish off on the other side of the clamshell the same way, with the same combination of the stitch in the middle underneath the paper and the stitch on the edge underneath the far side of the corner of the paper. Yeah, so that's my recommendations. I'm sure other people do it differently and possibly better, but this is what I found quite valuable. I dug out my hat. This is my hexagon hat, two-sided, so you can have it inside or out. But does the job, I tell you, when it's hot. Anyway, started the new block. Have rows 1 and 2 ready and joined, ready to applique. Two rows done. Turns out I'm a tasty morsel. New fabric has arrived for the skeleton. Exciting. Let's see what we've got. So I think I need a brighter orange to go with both of those two, and then those are colour wash in the greys from the dark to the white, which looks fab. Right, I'll pop them in the wash.